Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Man here. Hope you're doing well. So this weekend we got a new Danielson Karate Kid movie. It's been 15 years since we got a new Karate Kid film. The last one came out in 2010, and that starred Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. I liked the remake that came out 15 years ago. I was actually pleasantly surprised by that film. I think a lot of people were. It was starring Jaden Smith, produced by Will Smith. So that was also like, oh, this is just nepotism. But Jackie Chan was actually, Jackie Chan is good either way. But he really did a great job with that film. And I actually thought he could have gotten nominated for a supporting actor nomination, but it didn't. But obviously we go back to the original Karate Kid from 1984. Ralph Macchio, Pat Morita, William Zabka, and Elizabeth Shue. It is still one of the best movies of all time, especially sports films, karate films. It's a great underdog story. It's a great movie that gives it character moments, romance, bullying, this, that. But great soundtrack, the same Bill Conti, the same composer who did Rocky, the same director that did the first Rocky movie, directed the first Karate Kid film. So, a lot of good things. Very good things. You got a great soundtrack also. Cruel Summer, You're the Best Around. And then you also got the great quotes. There is nobody on planet Earth that if you say a Karate Kid quote, that people don't know what you're talking about. What's up? What's off? What's on? What's off? Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg. Put them in a body bag. They made sequels, The Karate Kid 2, The Karate Kid Part 3, that brought in Terry Silver, and also in that one again Robin Lively, the sister of Blake Lively. And even the weird thing is when you go back and watch the original trilogy, each movie, when the next movie begins, is a continuation. I don't know if that was like one of the first trilogies that even when one movie ended, the next movie started right after the last one, almost like Lord of the Rings. But it was like one of the trilogies at the time that was just, wow, that's really cool. And then they also did the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank in the 90s. And then we got the 2010 version with Jaden Smith. And I'm a fan of the Karate Kid. I grew up watching the originals. I grew up in the past 15 years watching the one with Jaden Smith. They all have their ups and downs, of course. Obviously the first one is the most iconic, the most beloved. I'm not a huge fan of the second one when they go to Japan. I like the third one because, connects back more to the first movie. But it also has a little bit more over-the-top stuff like Terry Silver. And then, of course, the last 5 or 6 years, we've gotten Cobra Kai on Netflix. I've been watching the show since 2020 when it went from YouTube Red to Netflix. And during the pandemic, I started watching when they first put out that first season on Netflix. I started watching it. And I've been watching it all the way through up until earlier this year when we finished the final season of the series. So, I was looking forward to this. I was still at this new Karate Kid Legends. I still remember in November of 2023, my dad and I were driving down to Florida for Thanksgiving. We stopped at a McDonald's. And where else are we going to stop? And I remember pulling up my phone, and they announced that Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan were going to be in the new Karate Kid. I'm like, oh, I like that. I was mainly looking more for. I was looking forward more to Jackie Chan. Because I always thought it was a bummer that we never got a sequel to that Jaden Smith movie because it was pretty good and Jackie Chan deserved a sequel. Yes, Jackie. I guess no Karate Kid 2 for you, Jackie Chan. Just like Rush Hour 2 at the end of Rush Hour 2. I don't think he'll be in Rush Hour 3. So I was always bummed that we never got a sequel to that movie. We didn't get a lot of sequels to movies that came out in 2010. I might have to do a podcast on that. That we should have gotten. No, but then when they announced that Jackie Chan was going to be in the new Karate Kid, I thought, yay, Jackie. Where's Chris Tucker? No, you. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Jackie, nobody understands the words that are coming out of your mouth. I think people say that about me 90% of the time. Karate Kid Legends. Let's get into it. Positives. Ben Wang is our new lead protagonist, Karate Kid. His name is Lee Fang in the movie. This guy is an up-and-coming star. This guy is going places. He's already booked his next movie, the new Hunger Games. So right there he's going places. He just brings so much range in this movie. This is one thing I will say about the other Karate Kid actors or characters. You know, Daniel LaRusso was a little bit of an asshole. He was. Go back and watch the original. He had a little bit of an asshole quality. Jaden Smith was always moaning and crying and being annoying all the time. But now we got a character that isn't an asshole. He's not complaining at all. He's not moaning. He is a genuine, nice, normal character. And I like that. It's like, why don't we have a character that we are truly rooting for? Not that you weren't rooting for Daniel LaRusso. You do. You root for Danielson. But this character, you actually want him to succeed. And a lot of it is because of the character itself, how he was written, but also the actor, Ben Wang, brings charm, brings vulnerability. He can be very serious in moments, dealing with his mom, dealing with a tragedy that happened with his brother a year prior. You get the emotional moments with him. You get this great chemistry between him and the girl in the movie that you really buy their romance. And then also, he really is learning from Jackie Chan. He does all his own stunts. So all the fighting in this movie is actually that actor doing the new stunts. He's like the Asian Tom Cruise. Jackie Chan, like I said, I love seeing Jackie Chan in this movie again. Also, going back to Ben Wang real quick. Now Ben Wang, Jackie Chan, Mr. Han, Jackie Chan, and Lee, Ben Wang, I think he's his great uncle. Because Mi Na Wen is Ben Wang's mother in the movie, and she calls Mr. Han uncle. So I think Mr. Han is Ben Wang's great uncle. And I say that because he's the one that trained Lee, Ben Wang. And it's weird because when you see him doing the fighting, if you look at his face, his facial expression, and when he's about to get hit or whatever, and you go back and watch older Jackie Chan movies, like let's say Rush Hour 2 even, Rush Hour movies, his facial expressions, they are exactly the same. And I'm like, whoa. I completely buy that this guy trained you. Getting back to Jackie Chan though, it was great seeing Mr. Han back. Now I don't know if Jackie Chan is doing his own stunts in this movie. It looks like he is. I don't know if that's a stunt double. Not that he does anything too crazy that's like, no way. But even though, whether he does or not, just seeing Jackie Chan back and his relationship with this kid, his, I guess, great nephew, I guess you would call it. I really like it. I like that. It's great to see. I haven't seen Jackie Chan in a movie since The Last Karate Kid. So it's always great to see Jackie. Lady Stanley is the female lead character, love interest. I've never seen this actress before, but let me tell you, she's really charming. She has great chemistry with Men Wang. Her father in the movie is played by Joshua Jackson, and I'll get to him in a minute. And I like the father-daughter dynamic. And I like that. I hope, once again, there's another reason why I hope they do a sequel to this movie. Because I'd love to see her return and see what happens to her character moving forward. Plus the relationship with her and her father. Plus the relationship with her and Ben Wang. So I like that. Now let's get into Joshua Jackson. Yeah, people. Joshua Jackson is in this movie. A lot of people are going, huh? Huh? Pacey Winter? Charlie Conway? Charlie Conway? Yo, Charlie! Puts down the stick and the puck and join Karate Kid. Yes, he's not in any of the posters. He's not in any of the trailers. But yes, Joshua Jackson, Pacey Winter, from Dawson's Creek, Charlie Conway from the Mighty Ducks is in the new Karate Kid movie. He plays the father of the main female character. He owns the pizza joint. He's a pizza man. He's a pizza boy. And I was great. Just like with Jackie Chan, Joshua Jackson, Jackie Chan. Anyway, I don't know what I was trying to do there. I haven't seen Joshua Jackson in a movie since 1997 Scream 2. I mean, really. He's been doing more TV stuff than movies. And I grew up with Joshua Jackson, whether it's the Mighty Ducks trilogy or watching Dawson's Creek. So to see him in a movie again, I'm like, yeah. My name plays the father. He owns a pizzeria. He owes money to people. This is set in New York. And there's a whole subplot to his story that I'm going to get into in a minute. This movie is also very funny. There's a lot of great humor throughout the movie. Whether it's from Jackie Chan, whether it's from our main lead, whether it's from Joshua Jackson. It made me, I was laughing throughout the film. Good thing. The fight scenes. Now I've seen a lot of critics say that this movie has the best fight scenes out of any Karate Kid film. I actually think the fight scenes in the last Karate Kid with Jada Smith were really good. And this one is no different. I think this one probably adds more because it is Men Wang doing all his own stunts. And the stuff we see is pretty great. So I still think the fight scenes were really good in here. The pacing, this movie's only 90 minutes. This is the shortest Karate Kid movie in the franchise. Now that is a positive on one hand, because it keeps the movie going. It's a tight script. You never feel bored or like, okay, when is this movie going to be over? It's also, right now, the summer season. It's breezy. Summer breeze. And I'm not just talking about the Karate Kick. And it works on that level. Now, it doesn't work on another level, and I'm going to get into that. And also, the second act of this movie has not been broadcasted in any trailer or anything. That, when it started happening, I was like, I'm glad the movie's taking a different direction than we're used to. Now, this movie does have the familiar beats of the original Karate Kid and the 2010 Karate Kid. New kid moves to a new place. The first one, it was California, Reseda. The second one, it was going to China. This one, he goes to New York. He goes from China to Japan. Not China to Japan. He goes from China to New York. Very different. Even though they have Chinatown. Or is that San Francisco? I don't know. So, you have the silver kid moves to a new place. He doesn't fit in. He sees this girl. He likes the girl. Girl has a boyfriend or ex-boyfriend who doesn't like what's happening, becomes the bully. Then there's a tournament. Seen that in the original, saw that in the remake, saw that in this one. So they do have some of the familiar beats of the Karate Kid formula. But the second act of this movie takes on a different direction. When they first pitched this film, I remember hearing it's about a boy who trains an older man karate. The man works at a pizza joint in New York, and a young boy trains him. Now, on paper, that sounds stupid. A teenager is going to train an older man karate? Huh? But actually, in the movie, because it is Joshua Jackson, and not an older man, it actually worked. And he's not really teaching him karate, he's teaching him how to boxing. And I actually like that. I actually wish they went further with that. I wish the entire movie was that, because I think it would have, changed up the formula of Karate Kid. Gave us a fresh feel to the movie, which is still going to have some of those familiar beats. Boy, man, teenager, moves to a new place, doesn't quite fit in, sees the girl, likes the girl. Girl happens to have a boyfriend or ex-boyfriend that isn't happy with that. But all that could be still going on. The main focus is this, young teenager training older man to fight for himself. So when the bookies and the loan sharks come and try to beat the shit out of him, if he doesn't have the money, he knows how to fight back. That's what the movie knows. Okay, if you're going into this movie to see what you see in the trailer and what you see on the poster, Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, you are going to be disappointed. Now we do have a lot more we have more Jackie, but not that much Jackie, not as much Jackie as you want. And in terms of Ralph Macchio, he doesn't show up till the third act. And that's really the last 10 or 15 minutes of the movie. So, if you are betting to see a lot of Jackie Chan and a lot of Ralph Macchio, no go. No go for you. It's not one of those and then we see Jackie. And then we see Ralph Macchio. And then, no and then. No and then. No and then. And then. You're not getting that in this movie. I would say most of the stuff you see in the trailer of Jackie and Ralph, you get in the movie. Only 90 minutes. This movie flies through everything. Every scene, it feels like you're fast forwarding it. They do not give scenes time to breathe. There's really a scene in the trailer where it's Ralph Macchio and Meg Wang sitting down on a curb. And Ralph gives him the bandana, the headband, that has the tree on it. And he's talking about the two branches. 1 tree, two branches. Two JoJo's coming together as one. That scene in the trailer is longer in the trailer than the scene is in the movie. Let me repeat that. The scene that's in the trailer is longer in the trailer than it is in the actual movie. They fly through that like, literally you can blink your eye and miss it. Blink. Done. What happened? I don't know. I just saw a bandana. I mean, I do not know. You go back and watch the original. Now I understand. Sony was a little scared. Hey, that last Karate Kid movie, the one with Jaden Smith, that was 2 hours and 20 minutes long. That's the longest Karate Kid movie in the franchise. We can't have that. And yeah, I went back and watched that movie the other day, and yeah, I was like, man, this movie's taking a long time to finally get to the karate stuff. Over an hour plus into the movie. Whoa. So I understand that. But you go back and watch the original, it's only 2 hours. Or even the third one that's a little bit under 2 hours. They still have moments and scenes where characters get to live in and breathe and build those character moments, build those emotional moments. There's that scene with, I think, Daniel LaRusso and Lee Fang. There's a scene where Lee and the girl go on a date. And they fly through that. They know let's be in the moment. Let's see these characters actually have a romantic date. Not done. Even the fight near the end, the big tournament, they do a whole montage blow through it. Even the final fight. Now yeah, you can say in the original they had the montage during the tournament with the song You're the Best Around. But then when it got to the actual fight of Johnny and Daniel LaRusso, they let that play out long. There was no montage. It was in the moment. And that's what I felt like with this movie. We are never having a true moment that we can just sit, take a breather, and relax. Take it slow. And let the good times roll. Because Donnie's a regular here. American Pie? Okay. We don't get that in this movie. It's just boom, 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 boom. Done. 90 minutes, over. And we got that. And I don't know if that's a new blockbuster thing, because of TikTok, because of Snapchat, because of all that shit. People can't watch something for more than 10 seconds. I mean, we saw that in Gladiator 2 last year. They just went through everything so quickly, there was no suspense. There was no build-up. You go back and watch the original Gladiator, there's build-up. There's character moments. People sitting down, talking, having a conversation, building character. You don't get that in this movie either. Whenever you just let the scene play out. And like that, this movie's only 90 minutes. Even if you added 10 more minutes to this movie, it's still the shortest Karate Kid movie. But if you add 10 more minutes, you add a couple minutes to that scene, you add a couple minutes to that scene, you add a couple more minutes to that scene, it'll make all the wonder in the world when it's all said and done. But you don't do that. I don't know if it's Sony, I don't know if it's this director. They brought in a brand new director who's never made a movie in his life, or TV. And I don't know if it's just the inexperience as a director, or the studio mandating, the last movie was almost 2.5 hours. This movie is literally almost a full hour shorter than the last Karate Kid movie. They don't follow through with scenes. This movie does not follow through. I said we got Joshua Jackson fighting in a boxing match. But even after that, we don't have another follow-through. Another thing in this movie. Lee, our lovely child, teenager, his mommy hires him a tutor for the SATs. Well, we have the actor playing the tutor is the same kid from It Chapter 1, Stan the man. So it's nice to see him again. But anyway, so we have all these scenes of him getting tutored. You know, meeting at the library, meeting at the pizza shop, meeting, you know, wherever. You know, and people like me, people who were in high school, had to take the SATs, had a tutor. The tutor. But guess what? All we see of him is practicing for the SATs. There's no follow-through. Hey, I don't know. Let's have a scene near the very end of him taking the SAT. Hey, I don't know. Let's have a scene of he goes on his computer and he pulls up his score. How did he do on the SAT? Did all those tutoring sessions pay off? We don't know. We don't know. And I think that is like the problem with this movie. There's also plot points that are truly never completely followed through with. And that also affects the runtime. So I'm going to give you a baseball analogy. Have you ever played baseball? I did, growing up. As you can see, the career of baseball did not go that far. But when I did play baseball, you know, you get in your stance, right? And you follow through. You don't swing the bat, it only gets here. You don't swing, it stops here. You swing, and you follow through. Like golf, or if you play golf. When you swing, you bring it all the way back, and you hit. You don't stop halfway. Just when you hit the ball, you follow through. When you play baseball, and the ball's coming, you swing that bat, and you follow through. And this movie did not follow through on a lot of the plot points. That, once again, if you just add in a scene or two more to complete what we've been watching throughout the movie, and not added another 5 minutes to the movie, you now only have a 95-minute movie. So I do not understand why, other than I don't know if the director, the inexperience, or the studio, but you made a movie that is good when it could have been great if you followed through and let scenes breathe rather than just, you know, like pressing the fast forward button and zooming through them. I would still give this like a 4 out of 5. I still enjoyed it. I hope they make a sequel, because I think you can learn from this movie on what not to do in the next movie. And like I said, Ben Wang, great. He's going to be a star. I like the girl in the movie. I'd love to see more Jackie Chan. I'd love to see Joshua Jackson return, you know, and go from there. And also, and then the other thing is too, as much as it was great to see Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan on screen, guess what, people? If you're like me who watched Cobra Kai, and been watching Cobra Kai for the past 5 years, I'm telling you, seeing Ralph Macchio isn't that exciting. Now, if you haven't watched Cobra Kai, and you haven't seen Ralph Macchio as Daniel LaRusso since 1989 in the third Karate Kid, yes, then it might be like an Avengers Endgame moment. It's Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio together in a Karate Kid movie. But if you're someone like me who's watched Cobra Kai, you see Ralph Macchio, it's like another Tuesday. I mean, but anyway, let me know in the comments below, did you see the new Karate Kid? Are you a fan of the Karate Kid franchise? Did you like the remake of in 2010 Do you want to see more Karate Kid? Let me know in the comments below. Wax on, subscribe to the channel. Wax off, hit the like button. Wax on, wax off. Comment down below. Matt the Matt here.